This lesson goes with graphs and quantities. First thing we're going to do is analyze a graph, and we're going to look at the parts of that coordinate plane. We're going to label the x-axis. X-axis is horizontal. We're going to label the y-axis. The y-axis is vertical. The origin is the point 0, 0. Quadrant 1 is this top right quadrant. Quadrant 2 is the top left. Quadrant 3 is the bottom left. And quadrant 4 is the bottom right quadrant. So how we plot a point on the coordinate plane, we have to know that it's x comma y. So if I was going to plot the point -3, 4, my x value tells me to go left 3, left because it's negative, and up 4, up because it's positive, and plot your point. So, continuing to plot points, we're going to plot these 2 points. We're going to plot 2, 3, and 4, 1. What quadrant are these in? They are in the first quadrant. So any positive x value, positive y value, the point will be located in quadrant 1. Plotting the points -1, positive 2, and -3, positive 1. These points are in quadrant 2. Any negative x value with a positive y value will have your points located in quadrant 2. Okay, plotting these points, -4, -2, -1, -3. These points are in quadrant 3. Any negative x and negative y value will always be in quadrant 3. And then the last one, we're going +3, -2. Remember, x has to come first. You have to do left or right and then up or down. And then 1, -4. Okay, and those points are in quadrant 4. Any positive x and negative y is going to result in quadrant 4. Okay, that was a quick review on plotting those points. Now we're going to look at points from a table and looking at the equation of a line and graphing those lines. So if I gave you the table -2, -1, 0, 1, 4, 7, 3, -1. Okay, my table, it's a T table. It's got my x and my y values. I know that I can rewrite them as ordered pairs: -2, 4, -1, 7, 0, 3, 1, and -1. Okay, and now I can look at my ordered pairs and plot them on my graph. I know it's very tiny, just bear with it. -2, positive 4, -1, positive 7, 0, oh, 3, okay, and 0, -1. Oh, sorry, 0, 1, -1. And actually, I wrote these wrong. This -2, 4 should have been -2, 11. So we're just gonna, this should have been an 11. This way we have an actual line. Okay, good. So now I'm going to give you a set of values, and we're going to look at the calculator as to how to input it, and then look at the graph from that, and come up with the equation of the line. Okay? So we have, I'm just going to give you values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, -1, 2, 5, 8, and 11. Okay? And now you know that those ordered pairs are -2, -1, -1, 2, 0, 5, 1, 8, and 2, 11. Okay. In the calculator, what you're going to do, let me clear my memory. Okay. In the calculator, you are going to click on this stat button, and you're going to click enter because we want to edit. You should see L1 and L2. L1 are always going to be our X values, and L2 are always going to be our Y values. Okay? It's important to know that if L1 and L2 are missing, you need to get them back by clicking Stat, and then number 5 is the Setup Editor, and Enter. Okay? For some reason, if L1 and L2 are not there, you need to get those back. It won't work with the other lists. That's what these L's stand for. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put in our X's and our Y's. So I'm going to put in -2, enter, -1, enter, 0, enter, 1, and 2. Okay, and then I'm going to use my arrow over to list 2 to put in my Y's. -1, +2, +5, +8, and +11. Okay, now my lists are in. I need to be able to turn that graph on. Okay, so we're going to click second and the Y equals because we want the stat plot. And notice plot 1 is off. That's going to do us no good. So we're going to click enter, and you see the flashing on. We need to select on. Okay, and then you should be able to click the graph, and there are your points that will create your line. Okay, which is great because we know that we can plot these points as ordered pairs on the graph below, and you can see to make sure that your points matched the data points from the table. Okay, but to get the equation of the line, the linear equation, which is what it says right here on your paper, that's what we need. So you're going to go back to stat, and you're scrolling over to calc, and number 4 is the line reg, that ax plus b, and that's what we know it looks like y equals mx plus b. We're going to click enter to select it and enter to find it. And now I have a y equals mx plus b. It has the a, but we know that that 3 to substitute for that a is our slope. So you're just going to rewrite it as y equals not ax, but 3x, not plus b, but plus 5. That is the equation of the line of this table. Okay? Now, you can plot these points on your own. You should be able to plot them based on these ordered pairs. I'm going to give you the second set of data points for you to try in the calculator also. You can pause the video after you've written down these data points. Okay? And I'm going to do the last one too. Okay, you should fill out the ordered pairs, and you should graph each of these 3. But now what you want to do is pause the video to plug in the calculator to find these linear equations based on what we just did. Okay? All right, so now you should have already done that because you already paused the video. Now we're going to go to Stat and Edit. I'm going to type over my values, and actually my X values were the same, so I'm just going over. And I can just type over them, 3, enter, 1, enter, -1, -3, -5. I'm going to Stat, Calc, 4, enter. And I have my linear equation, y equals -2x minus 1. Okay, do the same thing for the last line. You should have already done the same thing. We're going to edit the lines. My x's are the same. My y's have changed. So stat calc number 4, enter. Here's my linear equation. Negative 1x plus 4. You do not have to put the negative 1. Excuse me, you don't have to put the 1. You could have just put negative x. Okay, and you should have these ordered pairs and the tables, the graphs plotted with your points.